But there's one school in the Hunter Valley in New South Wales, a private school, Hunter Valley Grammar. They're not having a Mother's Day stall, Tim. They're calling it a family gift stall. May as well have one every Friday.
What is this war on women? Like, honest to God, it's almost as though we need to return to the enlightened and non-judgmental era of the 70s. You know, we need to go backwards to when women were more respected than they are now. You've got men taking over women's sports in a lot of areas. You've got now mothers are being shoved aside for random family members. Anyone you want to give a prize to, anyone you want to respect. It's Mother's Day. It's there, right there in the title. Honour it.
They are the most important and respected cohort in the country. Let's celebrate that. There's actually a serious angle on this, Mark, isn't there? We talk so much about the horrible scourge of domestic violence and keeping women safe. Now, part of that surely is always men fostering that respect for women and as the stronger sex, if we're allowed to say that these days, keeping an eye out and caring for the safety of the women we know and strangers among us. That's something we should be nurturing, and this deference and respect for mothers is very much part of that.
You're spot on, mate, and that's 100% the toxicity of these sort of things, how it can seep through and actually cause genuine harm. And even if it is in the pursuit of they're trying to stop some sort of projected pain that someone very cleverly has tried to say exists amongst some kid with two dads or doesn't have a mother around. I just think it's so underthought, and you're seeing that across a lot of the society at the moment. Anyways, it's just everything's just so underthought. That it just doesn't make sense. If you include everyone, it no longer becomes special. And that's a real shame because, again, Chris, you've got me fired up. Every week I'm doing this. Get your hand off my Mother's Day. Don't you touch my Mother's Day. I can't believe I'm at this point anymore.
Well, I'll tell you what else they're going to get their hands off. Let's go to the Yarra Valley Council and get your hands off my recycling bin. Have a look at this. They're actually giving feedback to people on whether they're recycling well enough, whether they got the stuff in the right. Look at this big smiley face, a green ribbon. Someone's apparently putting the right stuff in the yellow bin. But if you muck it up, there you go. You muck it up. I mean, Tim, give me a break. I do not need affirmation from these people. What I need from them is fewer bins.
Look, mate, I would be aiming for the red flag of shame above anything. I don't know about you guys, but I live in a street where that would be an absolute badge of honour. And if you got the good guy green one, you would be shunned at the barbecue every single weekend, no questions asked. You're out.
I've often found, Mark, if there's something particularly odious that the garbos are not supposed to pick up, but you want them to pick up, if you just place it on top of your bin and a six-pack of stubbies alongside it, usually that'll do the trick.
Yeah, mate, I don't know where you're living. I'm living in the city of Yarra, which I think I've just heard wind that what they want to do here is if you put a Coke bottle in the bin with the cap still on it, I think they want to put you in jail for having that in the recycling bin. I think they want to bring back the death penalty for Glad wrap in the recycling bin here in the city of Yarra. They don't think this is too far. They think they put $5 million, about $25 million and 5 years of community consultation into it.
They'll go.
We'll get there.
They'll soon go for the see-through, the Perspex bins, so you can share your shame with the whole neighbourhood. Hey, I just want to show you guys a little clip here that the Trump campaign has put together. This is a Republican clip having a go at Joe Biden, but I reckon it could work as a campaign ad.
The president is really busy. Obviously, he probably catches up during the day, like many of us here. But look, the president's going to focus on the American people. That's his focus.
That energy, that solar energy is going to work for him, Tim.
Yes, that's nothing like projecting power to the global community at a time of international crisis and conflict. The man just oozes authority. Now, just a bit of a word of advice for Mark, if he wants to follow Chris's advice here and put a bunch of stubbies or a six-pack on top of his bin. And I don't think it works in your council, mate. I think you have to go for an unwooded Chardonnay or something like that. Maybe
maybe
something a bit fancier.
Maybe some of your lawn clippings.
Yeah, probably.
Great stuff. Guys, we'll catch you next week. Appreciate your time. Mark Nicholson there with the Stepmake Studios, so keep an eye out for his next Please Explain cartoon with Pauline Hanson's One Nation. That'll drop either later tonight or in the morning. And Tim Blair, you can read his stuff via his blog at the Daily Telegraph website.